Hi Sagittarius, I'm in Rise and welcome to With the Messenger. My name is Whitney and this is your November 2024 forecast. A little bit of admin if you're new to the channel to hit that subscribe button down below. Really appreciate it. And to everyone, even my returning subscribers, please like, share, comment down below. It's the best, easiest, cheapest way to support me and the channel so that it gets out there to more viewers and we grow the channel as a community. So some other admin, if you're new, if you're a beginner when it comes to astrology and you're interested in learning, I do have a very short, it's like 20 minutes video down below in the description box that is like a tutorial on how to cast your natal chart. It has tips for you to at least understand the basic jargon when it comes to astrology, so you know what your rising sign, what is your moon sign, what is your sun sign, stuff like that, what are the houses and what the houses mean, different things like that. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, I do offer those, so that's also in the description box down below. And if you just want to skip ahead to the tarot portion of the reading, timestamps are also in the description box below. So without further ado, let's move to the 1st of November, which is the day I'm recording this. Happy new moon in Scorpio. I feel this new moon is a very beneficial moon. And for you specifically, this will happen in your 12th house, and it's going to have a trine to Saturn in your 4th house. So there is a level of maturity I feel that Sagittarians are about to go through, because they may assume some type of leadership role in the home. Okay, they may reach a point where basically they have to be sensible and not like really sit and wallow. Not saying Sagittarians do that, but they can't really sit and wallow with the things that is being presented to them through Scorpio season, right? Because Scorpio season, this is happening in your 12th house. It's more private, it's more internal, so there could be some aha moments that you're going through since Scorpio season has started and will continue to go through, since the sun is there in your 12th house, illuminating things when it comes to your subconscious mind, your self-sabotaging programmings, etc. Okay, on the same day of this new moon, we have Mercury there in your 12th house at 29 degrees, and it will oppose Uranus in your 6th house. Oppositions do bring about differences when it comes to two different areas of our life, and the need to either compromise or find some type of balance, or if necessary, separate things. Okay, so for you specifically, there could be something that you dream, okay, because the 12th house does have to do with the subconscious mind. Mercury is the messenger god or the messenger planet. So there could be some type of download that you have through dream world, or just through like some intuitive knowing, and it brings about a change to how you do things on a day-to-day basis. Okay, it could be for some of you all, because the 6th house have to do with health. Maybe it's a way to attack a certain health ailment. Okay, like you have this download, this idea, you go, you research it, and it's like, okay, this is what I need to do, but then that changes the way you do things, hence bringing in a need for a balance in your day-to-day. So it's changing, right? Because Uranus is that shock factor. It's changing how you do things on a day-to-day. For some of you all, this could be 12th house is a house of loss, so could this be changes when it comes to work, since 6th house does have to do with our work. Definitely, if you have employees, this could be where maybe you lose one, maybe you have to fire one, right? Because like I said, like the opposition sometimes could bring this energy of perhaps people needing to part ways or go different ways based on the differences in opinions and views and stuff like that. 12th house, since the 12th house is a house of loss, and Uranus is in your 6th house, and the 6th house has to do with like the money that we owe to people or debts. There could be themes around that some of you all experience. I told Gemini the same thing, but there could be the 6th house does have to do like rental agreements and stuff like that. So if you're a tenant or you're a landlord, this could be perhaps where maybe your tenant or you're the one who Lets the person know that, hey, I am moving. 12th house is the house of long distance travel, so someone could be moving long distance, and that changes the lease or the terms of their agreement when it comes to their rental and tenancies, especially since you have a trine to Saturn from your 12th house in your 4th house, and the 4th house has to do with our home or property. This could be where you're becoming really sensible about that. So do keep that in mind for those of you who it applies to. I do feel for some of you all with the 4th house too, maybe, and this is a stretch here, but maybe some of you may change the way you cook, or the way that you, like when you go to sleep, when, like how early you go to sleep, like you're going to change your whole routine for the day. Then I'm strong again. It's going to be a more disciplined approach, but from a more private home space. All right. Let me just circle what it is I'm done with. I have my notes to the bottom here. On the same day, we also have a grand water trine. Mars in your 8th house. Scorpio energy with the Mercury there in your 12th house. And in your 4th house, Neptune in Pisces. Okay. So Neptune for me is where the dream, what you try to manifest, that's where you access it, right? And then Mercury there in your 12th house and Mars there in your 8th house, that could be where you put the energy, where you get the information to accomplish that dream as it relates to the 4th house. So this could be where you do a lot of internal work and then you see the external result of it. I also feel this is going to be very private for you, the way how this water trine affects you, and it's going to, at the end of the day, change. Neptune is rose colored glasses. I feel that is off since Saturn is involved, and you're going to have to, like I said, from the 4th house, be a bit more disciplined, be a bit more sensitive. I know it's a trine, but I feel like the point, the apex of it is sitting there in that Saturn, in that Pisces house of yours, and it's what you do with the downloads, the inside, the information that you get from the 12th house. And however, with Mars energy, whatever it is that you cut out, because Mars is a malefic planet, right? Whatever you have to cut out there in your 8th house, and that's how I was saying with the 6th house, with what you owe others, and 12th house being the house of loss. Maybe there might be some things that you might have to cut a loss to, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to be to bring more comfort and peace to you in your 4th house. Okay. So that's November the 1st. There's so much happening in the first 4 to 5 days. Let's move to November the 2nd. When Mercury moves into your 1st house, you're going to be communicating a lot. Okay? You might have felt with Mercury there in your 12th house that there's so many thoughts that, you know, you're going through. It may have been hard for you to sleep at night because you might felt like there were so many tabs open inside your head. Okay? Now it's moving into your 1st house, and there a lot of what you've downloaded, a lot of what you've I feel sorted in your mind, compartmentalized. Now you have to communicate that because things are changing for you as a result of those energies, with that trine and with that opposition that happens. So be ready to talk a lot. Be ready to communicate your newfound perspectives. Be ready to let people know you're changing. I mean, you're a mutable sign, you're always changing, right? Let them know that you're changing the way you're doing certain things and why, because maybe some people might have questions as to why you're doing the things the way that you're doing. Do you have to explain to them? No. But if it's close people to you, you may want to. Okay? That's the 2nd. On the 3rd, that's when the big day happens with all these oppositions. We have Venus in your 1st house. So some of you have been having some type of glow up. Okay, and it's also perhaps true that glow up and what it is that you want for yourself and your identity, that you've been deciding that, hey, maybe you found something that works for you and you really want to stick it out. Okay, but that's gonna oppose Jupiter in your 7th house. So how could this play out for you all? Well, the 7th house is the house of the other. And the other could be many other. It could be your committed partner. It could be an ex. It could be a potential committed partner. It could be a business partner. It could be anyone that you have some type of legal, contractual obligation to. And it's also the open enemy. Okay. Oh, and your clients and customers too, if you are a business owner. So for you all, Sagittarius, I say in this situation, Jupiter, though, is not at its best, it's not at its strongest. Jupiter is natally your ruler. Jupiter has to do with what is just, what is wise, what is fair, okay? And in this instance, whereas of the people in your 7th house, perhaps they're looking towards you to be just, to be fair, to be wise. Meanwhile, with Venus there in your 1st house, you're more in your self-love, caring just about yourself vibe. Okay, especially if if you realize certain things about yourself with Mercury there in your 12th house, and you just want to focus on you, just want to pull your energy on you, you're not really paying much attention to what the other people want. You're not really paying much attention to what the other people want. You're more focused on self. Is this a bad thing? Out of balance it could be, right? Because remember, in the tarot, the Temperance card is that Jupiter energy, that Sagittarian energy. And you just have to make sure there's balance, because remember, Jupiter also rules the sign of Pisces, which is in your 4th house. So when it comes to people in your home life, your comfortability in your home life, you got to have a strike a balance there, because I do feel from the 4th house there is more that is required of you. And with this Venus in your 1st house, you may just want to just pour into yourself a little bit, but you could do that. I just feel like you just have to have a balance while you're doing it. They're 2 benefic planets, so if you strike a balance, then definitely everybody could win in the end, right? On the same day, we have Pluto in your 2nd house that is opposing Mars in your 8th house. Like I told everyone else, I feel in this instance between these 2 oppositions, Pluto is the one with the greater power, because Martian energy is more impulsive. Martian energy sometimes is just driven by anger, okay? And while that could be healthy in some cases, it might be very short-sighted, like you're just thinking about next month instead of looking how this would matter this time next year, okay? And if you don't want to be one of those people who look so long to the future, that's your prerogative, you know. But when next year comes, just remember what the messenger said this. Right? So Pluto wants to give you generational wealth. It has been trying to since 2008, and this is the last of Pluto in your 2nd house. It's gonna move into your 3rd house next. So make it count. You know, it's trying to transform you, perhaps through things that you own. So I also mentioned this to Gemini, which is your sister sign. If this is a case of where you having, because remember, 6th house, what you owe others, 12th house, the house of loss and expenses. If this is a case where something is getting too expensive for you and you have to cut ties with it, perhaps it could bring you more generational wealth, or you could tap into more generational wealth by not being tied to that thing. This is the thing about Pluto too. It's not ego driven. It asks you to surrender to the ego, and it doesn't matter what other people will think of you. If there was something in your 2nd house that made you feel like a sense of value, Pluto is saying, no, I want you to be free of all these things, okay? Because your value is internal. Shout out to the fellow Gemini, Lauren Hill, for saying that. But I do feel this is what it's saying. So where Mars is there in your 8th house, that's where your position is, because now where Mars goes, it is a malefic, so it's going to start tearing things apart. And so that's your shared resources, money that you share with a bank, maybe for a mortgage or some type of loan, a vehicle loan, or taxes, money you share with a business partner, money you share with a committed spouse, money, just monies that you get from other people. They're going to start cutting up. You're in that 8th house, right? And they probably already have been. And you're going to see how you have to kind of rely on your own accord, okay? But I just want you to be sensible with it while Venus is there in your 1st house. If Venus is giving you its blessings for you to accomplish certain things, then you need to allow yourself to be able to think long term with it. I'm going to move to November 12th in a bit, because I do feel this story is important, but I'm just trying to go in order. So on November 4th, we have Mars that is moving into your 9th house. Much more comfortable there, and it's going to trine you if you're a early degree Sagittarius between 0 to 6 degrees is going to trine you. So anything that has to do with like travel, some of you want to travel, you're getting the green light to really work on this. Personally, would I advise traveling while Mars is in the ninth house? No, but to plan it, that may be a time to do so, right? Get the energy and the drive there to pursue visas, legal documents and stuff like that. Well, by legal documents, I mean like passport and visas and those things. If you want to, you could pursue those things because it's a trine. Normally, I wouldn't say to do this, but the energy trines you, so it's supportive of you. But at the end of the day, Mars is a malefic planet, so it just means there's more energy you're going to have to put behind this. Okay. Mars also represents the father. So could there be, if you have a father who's living, could there be some stuff that comes up about them? Did they have some type of greater presence in your life during this time? Yes. Okay. And then on the 12th, which is what I want to tell you about, we will have Mercury there in your first house squaring Saturn in your fourth house. We had on October the 28th Venus in your first house squaring Saturn in your fourth house. So there's a lot that is happening when it comes to tension between you and the people in your private life, whether that be your extended family, your immediate family, your mother, your father, especially the mother. Okay, you might have been experiencing a bit more tension with them, and so the themes that happened around October 28th, you could expect those themes to happen again on November the 12th. Expect a lot of communication for you to be the one talking, you to be the one sharing information, and it depends on how those people in your I'm doing this so somebody for you will probably do this, how the people in your fourth house will receive that. Remember, they're looking towards you to have greater responsibility here. Okay, and maybe they're looking to you through an unrealistic lens. Again, it is Piscean energies. But they might not receive what you have to say, especially probably as it has to do with those changes that you want to implement real kindly. All right. Then on November the 15th, we have a full moon in your sixth house. And on that same day, Algol will be activated by Uranus. Uranus again, shock factor again. So expect shock factors when it comes to sixth house things twice this month for you. Okay, so full moon is all about completions. It's about things being illuminated. It's about reaping the rewards of the seeds we planted when there was a new moon in Taurus. So think back to May of this year. What were the seeds that you were planting then in regards to your health, your work, the people who work for you, the money that you owe others, if you wanted to rent somewhere, rent out a property or find somewhere to rent, those things are coming up for completion for you all. And there's a bit of a shock factor there with Uranus. Now Algol is a star of I feel it's karmic retribution, because you know it has ties to Medusa. So 12th house, 6th house does have to do with our karmic debt. So there could be something around that that comes up for some of you all. We will see in the cards. But I more so feel like maybe you get some type of breakthrough when it comes to work. Perhaps you know what it is that you want to do. Perhaps you refine what it is that you need to do to create some type of balance in your life on a day-to-day basis and care for your health. Some of you may have had things, especially with Uranus there since 2018, things may have been up and down in your day-to-day life, and you're just trying to find some type of stability and structure in your daily life, right? Which is important for you to do, because when Uranus moves into your 7th house next year, then it's the people that you're dealing with that they're going to be the one who they're not really stable, and so you have to have stability within yourself to deal with them ever changing, which is kind of unique because you are a mutable sign and you're used to change, but it might still not be on a level that you're used to because it's Uranus and it's like more shocking, right? So can someone quit that works for you? Yes. Can a coworker quit that works with you? Yes. Can you find something out about your health that pushes you to make some type of major change? Yes. Could there be something that for some of you, maybe you come into some money that, because alcohol does have to do with wealth too, that helps you to pay off a debt, which is amazing, right? I hope that for all of you who need it. And then on that same day, Saturn goes direct in your 4th house. When Saturn is retrograde, we don't have much of a free will. We're then more under the microscope of wherever Saturn is, and we have to do its bidding. So it's going to make life very hard for us then. We can't really escape it. It's going to feel unbearable. But now that it's direct, you have more free reins on what it is that you need to do. Okay? And if there was anything that felt difficult in regards to home, property, with your family, those will start to feel less difficult now. Is there anything else that I want to say for you all? No. I mean, we will do a check-in again mid-month, so I think just the first 15 days. I mean, those are enough transits. So I'm 20 minutes in. I'm going to move to the portion that has to do with the tarot. See you there. This is your tarot portion. We're going to start off first with an oracle message for the new moon in Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Moon rising, please. Venus, Jupiter opposition. Mars, Pluto opposition. And then we're going to go into love, career, finance, friendships, external environment, and one good thing that's happening in the month of November 2024. The word wants to be written. I didn't mention this in the astrology portion, but with Mars moving into your 9th house there, if there's anything publishing wise, any story that you want to tell, the energy is favorable for you to probably get over some writer's block and really put that energy into writing. Okay, of course Pluto is going to move into, oh, I didn't mention in this astro, Pluto is going to move on the 20th into your 3rd house, which is the house of writing and communication. So Sagittarius, that may be something that you move into doing next. Okay, but with this new moon now in your 12th house, you see how there's like a download to her 3rd eye chakra. I feel there's a lot that has been communicated to you spiritually, that when Mercury moves into Sagittarius, that you need to speak outwards. All right, self-sabotage, Venus, Jupiter opposition. This is your 1st house and 7th house axis. And this is what I'm saying, that there are people in your 7th house who are looking at you through the lens of Jupiter, which is being fair, being just, where you might want to be more about yourself. And perhaps the reason you may want to be more about yourself is because you're not allowing yourself to expand. To expand would require more of you, for you to show up in more ways than you limit yourself with these self-sabotaging tendencies. Okay, instant gratification type things that you know that you won't fail on. Okay, tell me more about the word wants to be written for the new moon in Scorpio. Tell me more about self-sabotage, Mamalambo. 4224. So those are mirroring numbers. Okay, so there are people who will be mirroring you right now that you need to pay keen attention to. Number 6 might also be important for you all. 66. Self-sabotage, please. Overthinking. Fact check. Hard work. And then we also have, and that's the thing, right? Because remember, this is happening, the new moon is happening in your 12th house, and there's an opposition between Mercury in your 12th and Uranus in your 6th. Okay, this does have to do directly with your day-to-day habits and what your mind has programmed you or limited you when it comes to what you do on a day-to-day basis. Okay, there is an energy I feel here of working smarter, not harder. You may not have all the information that you need on something, so you might need to go in search of it. We have mindfulness, which is interesting because there's overthinking to the bottom. So you overthinking sends you a lot into doing self-sabotaging type things, and perhaps there's a more of a need to be present in your body and listen to what your body is really asking for, rather than trying to escape being with it. Yeah, distorted feminine energy. So if you, Venus is the feminine embodiment. If you have Venus transit in your first house and you're not in a aligned space within yourself, in your feminine energy, then this is where you self-sabotage. Okay, what's on the bottom of this one? We have collaboration. So perhaps you can go further working with people rather than against them. This new moon in Scorpio. And the Pluto-Mars opposition. Wow. Life restored. I love when this comes out. The priestess of the Phoenix. So this is heavy Plutonian energy, that Phoenix energy, that rebirth energy. And remember, this is happening for you all in your 2nd and 8th house. I feel and that's what I said with the Pluto energy, right? Like, it asked of you to surrender the ego where necessary. So if like you're attached to things and people because of a sense of control or because of a sense of what being tied to them does for you, this is asking that you cut that away, at least around people. And by the wrong people, I mean people who aren't aligned with where you are or where you should be. My first story, please. I will read that from the deck. Pieces of the Phoenix. Yes. Yeah, karmic lesson. Child. Physical health. And a soulmate. Ooh. We have leadership, which I told you, especially with Saturn in your fourth house. In your private life, people are looking to you to be more of a leader, free will. And when Saturn goes direct, I also said in the astral portion that when Saturn goes direct, you have more free will. You're not as under a microscope. But remember, when it goes retrograde again next year, it's going to look back on the actions that you took when it was direct, what you did with your free will. Okay, so wow, heavy Plutonian energy, proper burial for freedom, sacrifice to Osiris, Lord of the Dead. And then we have karmic lesson here and releasing and completion. There is something new and self-discipline and family and healing, what, and transformation and karmic debt. What is going on for you all? Pluto, this Pluto Mars opposition is very important for you all. You're sacrificing something here with your physical health. You're sacrificing something here that you should not sacrifice because it's your life force energy here. And I feel this proper burial for freedom is saying there's a part of you that needs to isn't Jay-Z a Sagittarius? I think his birthday is December the 4th. I don't know why it just came to me, but it's more so has to do with realizing that what is needed of you here from the people around you is for you to forego the ego. And so I'm thinking about his song Kill, Jay-Z, which is basically him saying that's it with his alter ego. Okay, I'm looking for the life restored. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of you or your life you thought to be dead is being revived and will flourish back into life. Just as the phoenix rises from the fire, transitioning from death into life, so you too will rise again, healed and renewed. Do not resign yourself to the way things have been. Let go of the past. And that's the sacrifice. That's what you have to let go of. You can trust what is happening for you now. Something important to you is coming back to life. It might even feel like you are coming back to life after a period of increasing emotional numbness, physical or psychological struggle, or spiritual disillusionment. It might also be a lifestyle, practice, business, relationship, new or old, that is coming to life now. As it's interesting, it says, you are guided by divine priestess of the phoenix, sister Isis, to turn your face to the sun. And then the next card is divine sun child. Wow, I love these readings. Okay, so I feel for some of you all it's your health that is being restored, and for some of you all it's a person, whether new or old, that is coming to you here. But if nothing else, this Venus-Jupiter opposition should teach you to be more present in your feminine energies, to slow down regardless of your gender. Love. What's the theme for love in the month of November 2024 for Sagittarius? Career and finance. Friendship and external environment influence. And one good thing that is happening for them. I really feel like this proper burial for freedom here is you sacrificing the ego. And that allows you to restore your life. So we have the Queen of Pentacles to the bottom of the deck here, with the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups here. There's self-love is important, that is key. But when you've accomplished certain things in the material realm, you have to ask yourself what your dreams is next. And this is making me think about the fourth house energy again. Okay, yeah, what do you want to investment? What brings you emotional fulfillment? So that's the backdrop for your November 2024. Reconciliation or a past life relationship, that's going to be your theme. You might be the one going back to somebody. You have Mercury retrograde that's going to happen in your first house. So especially risings and moons, Sagittarius rising and moons. Yeah, you may be very nostalgic. Two of Pentacles when it comes to career and finance, juggling a lot, feeling like maybe you have to juggle your finances, or feeling like you're juggling everything in your day-to-day work. You need to slow down a bit. There's a lot of energy here about death, but I feel like it's a spiritual death and rebirth. Okay, so masks are falling off. You're starting to see people for who they are. They're starting to see you for who you are. We'll do this last. Tell us more about the Six of Cups. That card wants to show again. A Scorpio may be significant for some of you all. Maybe someone that you have 12th house signature with. I'm going to find you in every lifetime. Yeah, Judgment and the World card wanted to show here. There's a Six of Cups here in love, please, for the month of November 2024. 3 cards. Page of Cups, an apology could be had. Temperance, which I referenced in the Astro portion when I was talking about the Venus-Jupiter opposition. And I said that everything has to be in balance. You can't only be thinking about yourself. Okay. And the Eight of Pentacles. So some of you may need to put in more work in a connection here. To restore a connection, perhaps. Yeah, Ace of Cups. To restore a connection. Or this is just you having to put in more work when it comes to love. Okay. Emperor. High Priestess. and Three of Pentacles here. You have to work together to build what it is that you want. And so you may be doing an apology, or you may be giving an apology to somebody else. And I feel like, honestly, I feel reconciliation here. I feel this is going to be someone apologizes and take the necessary steps to pour into the other person, but of course it's going to feel like a bit of work. One more, please. We have the Four of Pentacles. You're going to have to open up, or the other person is going to have to open up. It's going to feel like doing something that you've never done before. You're doing things in a new way. Give me the outcome of this love situation, please. Yeah, Nine of Swords. I feel this is you, but it doesn't have to be. You're going to be in your head a bit here. And the reason some of you are going to be in your head is because there is more. Let me look for Justice. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. If you want to write something, if you're on the spectrum of the people who want to write something, there is more that you're going to have to do. Let me look for the Page of Cups in here real quick too. There's going to be more that you're going to have to do to bring things back into balance, right? Yeah, the Lovers and the King of Wands, okay? And the King of Wands, that's Sagittarius energy, but that's assertive energy, okay? I want to get one more on this Nine of Swords, so. High Priestess. That's what I was saying with the Four of Pentacles, having to open up, be vulnerable. The Moon card as well, facing the fears. Okay, Ten of Wands, unburdening yourself of what it is that you feel. Two of Pentacles, please. If there's no one that you have and there's no one that you wish to reconcile with, this is you having to work on your inner child in order to open up yourself for healthy love, okay? Because you can't be closed off and expect to have healthy relationships. That's just not going to work. And so you may need to take a look back on the relationships that you did be a part of, and see how much you give and see how much you receive, and adjust from there. Four of Cups with the Ten of Pentacles. I feel you're not really happy with what you're doing, but it pays the bills. Give me one more. So that's for some of you all. And you might be more focused on, material success here than emotional fulfillment. Six of Swords. Some of you all, tides are changing here. I feel the full moon will turn this tide for you all, because we have the Tower here. So remember, on the same day of the full moon, Uranus will be activating also. So there could be some type of major change here, that like a divine intervention type movement that pushes you in a new direction here. Some of you, somehow your relationship taking a turn, if you have a relationship or if you get into one, like that moves things in a new direction for you, where certain possibilities that you thought weren't possible, they are now. Strength card, Leo energy. So Mars and Leo will probably be significant for you all here. Why? Yeah. Ooh, King of Pentacles. Because King of Cups, because your emotions are going to now be, even if it's not fulfilled by the work that you do, it's going to be fulfilled by someone else. There goes that Tower again with the Judgment card. So I feel it's divine intervention that's happening for you here, either in work or in a love type situation that definitely influences your finance, but in a positive way, obviously, with this King of Pentacles. Tell us more about that card when it comes to friendship and external environment. So things will be changing around you. Your friendships will be changing too. Magician. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups. I don't read reversals in this deck. Watch out for people who perhaps love bomb you, just to get things from you. That's just for a small few of you. I feel things is changing for you all, because we have the Queen of Pentacles here and we have the King of Pentacles. So there could be something in love, maybe someone that you have a child with. Things could be changing there, improving, because there is some type of something that you've manifested that I feel will show up in your external environment. A business offer, a solid committed relationship type offer, especially since we have soulmate energy here with the Pluto Mars opposition. Some of you could have friends who are going to give you gifts. They're just going to show you that they admire you. Outcome of this. Yeah, Knight of Cups again. Double Knight of Cups. If you have Cancer placements, I would advise you to watch their reading, because they did have 2 Knight of Cups that came out. Like Knight of Cups to clarify, Knight of Cups too. Alright, so there's this energy again. 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, which we saw over here for love. So this is confirmation that this external environment thing that I'm checking up on, it does have to do with love here. So I feel that you or someone else is going to open up more. The masks are coming off. Possibly confessions will be made. The reason why I feel like you're going to be the one to do it, some of you, unless the person that you're dealing with have Sagittarius placement, is because Mercury will be in your first house. Okay, the good news, yeah, Ace of Swords, truths being communicated here, being realized. What needs to be said is being said. And I feel that's because you made the sacrifice to Osiris here. One more. The news. New starts. What is being said brings forth some type of new start. And why? You made the sacrifice. The ego. Yeah. 3 of Cups. So some of you are having reconciliation. You're getting in that divine feminine energy with the Empress. And the Tower. Wow, whatever is being communicated here has some type of ripple effect with the Tower card here that is going to be so beneficial. Means of celebrating perhaps the people who need to support you and see you being around. Tell me more about this Tower. Good news for Sagittarius. It's a good Tower. All right. Ten of Wands, the unburdening to get your wish fulfillment. 9 of Cups, and what is that? The Lovers. Wow. I love this for you all, Sagittarius. All right, if it resonates, do let me know. Hit like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, be blessed.